Well, welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. By now you've seen our Hoth videos where we came to Norway to actually try out the Star Wars experience, The Emperor Strikes Back. And I just thought, well, as part of the video, because on our trip to the UK I had a lot of positive feedback on unusual UK foods, I thought, let's have some traditional Norwegian fare. What I've got here is called, I think, a vilt griet. It's a stew, and it's made up of moose and reindeer and deer, and then it's got some cream and stuff. So let's try out some of the vilt griet. I have a feeling that was a mushroom or something. Let's see if I can get some real meat, because that did not taste the way I expected it to. Okay, unless there's a lot of mushrooms in here, this meat is unusual. No, wait. Okay, let's try this out. There we go. Rather tough, so I would imagine that's one of the deer. Very hearty. That is not bad. We've got some little accompaniment here, and we just give that a dip in the same kind of cranberry sauce, whatever the heck that is. Oh, this one's softer. Maybe this is the moose? And as a Canadian, maybe that's bad that I'm having moose? Whatever. Not bad at all. Yeah. I'm going to actually try to avoid saying not bad. A lot of people commented on my UK trip. All you say is not bad for everything. So, what would I say about this? The first bite was nice, a little chewy. This one was a little bit softer. You can't really differentiate the flavors of the meats, though. Now, D is having a reindeer steak, I suppose. And if I'm very nice, you might actually let me have a slice. Apparently this is not jam, it's actually lingonberry, so let's give this a proper douse here and try a bit of the old reindeer. Sorry, Santa Claus. A bit like venison, obviously, with almost a bacon kind of an effect to the flavor. Yeah, very tasty. And for dessert, this is a Tilslert Loffetpicker, I think, which is described in the menu as Veiled Lofoten Girls. I don't see any girls in here, but we'll just see what this tastes like. It's very solid. I guess it's like a sundae or something. And it's all falling apart. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. It's like a strawberry sundae with like or a chocolate sundae with like a coffee crumbled on the top. That is very, very tasty. And again, Dee has got herself an apple cake, which is essentially an apple cake. Let's try a little apple cake. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like a little cake with apple in it, almost like a kind of like a muffin, but with an apple flavor to it, and it's warm. It's very, very delicious. And now this is a Norwegian cheese. I believe it's called Fløtemisøst. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Basically what they do is they reduce down the milk and it gives the cheese kind of like a caramel flavor. Let's find out. Yeah, actually it is. It's like eating a little caramel cube, but with a cheese bent to it. I think usually people have it a bit thinner like this. I swear I was eating caramel right now. Very interesting. Alright, well now I'm going to have some fish for breakfast, and this is actually something I've done before. I don't know if you've seen my cooking kippers for breakfast. This is very much in keeping with that. Worth noting though, about 20 years ago, the company I worked for shared a place with a guy called Lars, who was from Norway, and we had this running joke we used to do of like he was always having herring for breakfast. So to atone for that, Lars, this is for you. I'm going to have some pickled herring here in Norway in your honor. So we've got pickled herring in I think a tomato sauce. We've got some sardines and some mackerel. Let's start off with the herring itself. I hope these little black things are not eyeballs. Let's find out. That's very nice, actually. It's kind of like it's like pickled onions, but in a different shape. It pretty much tastes the same as pickled onions. Let's do the same thing with the tomato sauce herring. Also very pleasant. Interesting, the herring is not that strong of a flavor. I was imagining, like the kippers, a very fishy kind of a flavor hitting me, but no. It's more the sauce that does the talking than the fish itself. Oh well. Okay, so sardines. Well, I pretty much know what to expect here. Let's get the whole tail there. Pardon my fingers. No sardines, and that's pretty much sardines. And we'll finish off with some holy mackerel. That's very nice. That is like almost the texture of flaked tuna. Not a fishy taste at all. In fact, it's a little bit more. It's almost like pulled pork. You know, it's got the same kind of consistency, and with this, I assume some kind of tomato sauce on here. Pulled pork with a very slight, almost fishy oil element to it. Quite nice. So, thank you for the recommendation, Lars. I'm sure you're not watching this, but I have had herring for breakfast. Well, this is also, I guess, a drinking video, so we just got some water straight off a waterfall here up in the fjords. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, a wise girl a couple roads up said exactly what I'm thinking. It tastes like water. In one of the local stores here, I found some traditional elk jerky, and I figure since I've already had moose and deer and reindeer in that first stew, let's try out traditional elk jerky. Okay. About as tough as normal beef jerky. Oh wow. That's actually really tasty. That's got a nice off the barbecue kind of a flavor. I am surprised, actually. I didn't think elk would be as tasty as all that, but you know what? I'm quite enjoying my traditional elk jerky here in Norway. Okay, let's have a little dessert. This is called Kvikk Lunsj, I believe it is, and has a bit of a controversy. It's from a company called Freya. It's a big, very popular candy chocolate bar here in Norway. And it's got a controversy because apparently it's being accused by whoever it is who owns the Kit Kat brand that these are basically Kit Kats. And there's a whole big story to it. You could check in Google there to see, or YouTube. There's a lot of people discussing. How do you open this? So here we go. A lot of people discussing that this looks like and tastes just like Kit Kats. So how can Freya get away with it? So let's find out if that's true. Yeah, it looks like Kit Kat. It's got little birds on it. Yeah, otherwise it looks pretty much like a Kit Kat inside. How does it taste? It does not taste like a Kit Kat bar. I've had a few. Similar, but this has got a nicer chocolate to it. In fact, you may know I don't like nuts. I've never had a fruit and nut bar, but I think I've occasionally caught a whiff of one. This tastes the way that smells. So this is a much more European style chocolate bar that has a slight Kit Kat resemblance, but this is nicer. I like Kvikk Lunsj more than Kit Kat. Well, we're in our final port of call in our Norwegian trip. This is Trondheim, and I'm going to try some of the bacalao, which is a fish stew kind of a thing. Then I've also got, in addition to this, a thing called klapkake, which is the bread itself. It looks more like a sandwich. Apparently they take this unleavened bread and they clap it into a hot pan, hence the name. So first of all, let's try out the bacalao. I'm assuming that's the fish bit there. Let's try it out. That is very nice. Yeah, and it's got some nice bits of potato in here too. Let's just try those out and see if I can skewer an olive. A nice fish stew, kind of thing that would warm you up on a cold day, which it is. It actually snowed at one point today. So let's finish or chase that down. I'm going to eat this sandwich style here because it's kind of the way to do it. Let's have a bit of the old klapkake. Oh, okay. They say it's like a pita bread, and it is. In fact, it reminds me very much of my mother's soda bread from Northern Ireland. It's got that kind of dense, floury consistency to it. Here, I'll just rip off a piece. Yeah, it's like a toasted piece of soda bread. That's very nice too. So, this is the end of our Norwegian trip as far as the food is concerned. Had a great time. So, folks from Trondheim, I'll wish you all the best, and until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.